They said the dog had changed, that he was too dangerous to be near. But she didn't care. She had raised him, loved him, and deep down, believed he hadn't forgotten her. What happened when they finally met again shocked everyone and proved that real loyalty never fades, even in silence. From the moment Lily laid eyes on the tiny German Shepherd pup, she knew he was something special. She was only 6 years old at the time, full of curiosity and laughter, with pigtails bouncing as she ran. The puppy had been a surprise from her parents, rescued from a shelter, timid and shy. Lily named him Max. And from that day forward, they were inseparable. Max followed Lily everywhere, through the backyard jungle of imaginary adventures, across muddy puddles, and even to her little tea parties where he patiently sat as her honored guest. At night, he curled up beside her bed, a silent protector, gently snoring to the rhythm of her dreams. While other kids had dolls and stuffed animals, Lily had Max. He was her shadow, her guardian, her very best friend. As Max grew, so did their bond. Lily taught him tricks with giggles and treats, and he learned not because he had to, but because he loved her. The neighborhood knew them as a pair, always seen together, girl and dog, heart to heart. No one doubted their connection. It was pure, unbreakable. But what no one knew then was just how deeply that bond would be tested. Everything changed. The summer Lily turned 8. Her father lost his job, and the family had to move in with relatives across the city, into a small apartment where pets weren't allowed. The news hit Lily like a thunderclap. She clutched Max's fur, refusing to let go. "We'll find a way," she cried, tears streaming down her cheeks. But no amount of pleading could stop what came next. Max was taken to a local animal facility, a place that promised to find good homes for dogs like him. Lily didn't sleep for days. She kept his leash under her pillow and stared at his empty food bowl like it might fill again. Her world felt broken. Her parents tried to comfort her, but she couldn't understand. How could they take away her best friend? At the shelter, Max was confused and restless. He refused to eat at first. He barked at strangers and paced in his kennel. The staff labeled him anxious, then agitated, and eventually aggressive. But they didn't know what Lily knew. He was just scared and heartbroken. Each day apart, their bond frayed just a little more. Until soon, Max wasn't the same dog anymore. A full year passed, but Lily never stopped thinking about Max. Every night, she whispered his name before bed, wondering if he missed her as much as she missed him. She'd look at old photos. Max as a pup in her lap, licking her face, chasing butterflies in the backyard. No matter how much time went by, she never let go of the hope that one day, they'd be together again. Then, one afternoon, while helping her mom at the library, Lily overheard something. A volunteer mentioned a nearby dog training center that worked with problem dogs. Her heart skipped. She begged for details, and after some digging, they confirmed it. Max had been transferred there months ago. But the excitement on her face faded fast. When Lily asked if she could see him, the staff hesitated. One of the handlers pulled her mom aside and spoke in hushed tones. "He's not the same dog anymore," he said. "He's dangerous. You need to prepare her for that." Lily listened, frozen in place. "They're wrong," she whispered later, clutching Max's old collar to her chest. "He's still in there. He just needs to see me." And in her heart, she made a decision. She would go. The training center was nothing like Lily imagined. Cold concrete walls, heavy gates, and a constant chorus of barking greeted her as she stepped inside. Her small hand clung tightly to her mother's, her heart thudding in her chest. A stern-looking trainer led them through the halls, explaining Max's new behavior. "He doesn't trust people," he said. "We keep him in isolation now. He's unpredictable." But Lily didn't flinch. Her mind was made up. They stopped in front of a thick metal door with a viewing window. Inside, behind reinforced glass, sat Max. He was larger now, more muscular, his once soft eyes now guarded and distant. He didn't bark or move, just stared at the wall. Lily pressed her palm to the glass. "Max." She whispered "At first." Nothing happened. Then slowly, his ears perked. He turned his head, and for a moment, their eyes met. Time stood still. Suddenly, Max stood up. His tail gave a hesitant wag. Then another. Whining softly, he stepped closer. To the glass. The trainer froze. "That's the first time he's reacted like that to anyone." Lily's eyes filled with tears. She knew it. He remembered her, and he was still in there, waiting. The next day, Lily returned. This time, they allowed her into the training yard, but only under strict supervision. Trainers held Max back with a thick leash, warning her again, if he shows any aggression, we pull him out immediately. Lily nodded, her heart pounding but her steps steady. She wasn't afraid. Not of Max. They brought him out slowly. His eyes darted around the yard, tense, scanning for danger. Then he saw her. He froze. Lily didn't speak. She just knelt down. In the grass, open hands resting on her knees, her eyes locked with his. For a long, silent moment, Max didn't move. Trainers whispered behind her. Someone reached for the leash. But then, Max took a step forward. Then another. His tail gave. A slow, uncertain wag. And then, as if someone had flipped a switch in his memory, he let out a soft, broken whine. He ran. Not to attack, to her, the trainers shouted. But before they could react, Max had reached Lily, his huge body crashing into her small frame as he licked her face, tail wagging wildly. Lily laughed through her tears, wrapping her arms around his neck. There was no aggression, no fear, just pure joy. Everyone stood in stunned silence. The dangerous dog, once thought lost to fear and trauma, had remembered who he truly was. Because of her, he hadn't forgotten. He had only been waiting for his girl to come back. After the emotional reunion, Max was taken back inside, but the atmosphere had completely changed. Trainers who had once avoided his kennel now stood nearby, watching him with new eyes. One of them, a seasoned handler named Joe, pulled Lily's mother aside. In all my years, I've never seen a turnaround like that. It's like he woke up. The facility's veterinarian was just as stunned. After observing Max's behavior with Lily, he reviewed the dog's medical and psychological records. He was never dangerous, the vet concluded. He was grieving, confused. The sudden separation, the loss of his home, and then being placed in a new, stressful environment, it overwhelmed him. Max had lashed out not out of aggression, but out of heartbreak. Every bark, every growl, was a cry for the one person he had loved the most. And now, with Lily back in his life, the storm inside him had calmed. The staff began re-evaluating his case, no longer labeling him aggressive. Instead, they saw him for what he truly was, a loyal dog who had simply been lost without his person. And slowly, hope began to return, not just for Max, but for a second chance they never thought possible. Lily and her family knew what they had to do. They filed a formal request to adopt Max back, armed with new evaluations, video footage of their reunion, and testimony from the trainers. It wasn't easy, rules had changed, and Max still had a reputation to overcome. But this time, they weren't giving up without a fight. Weeks passed. Lily visited Max regularly, each time strengthening the trust he'd begun to rebuild. He responded only to her, obeying her commands, relaxing in her presence. The center's staff watched in awe as the once unreachable dog transformed into the gentle, devoted companion he had always been. Then, finally, the call came. Their request was approved. Max was going home when they opened the gate and Lily called his name. Max bounded into her arms like no time had passed at all. He leapt into the back seat of the car without hesitation, tail wagging, eyes bright. He was thinner, older, but still the same dog at heart. Back home, his old toys waited. So did his favorite blanket. And for the first time in over a year, Lily slept peacefully. Max curled at her feet, just like before. They had both been broken, but now they were whole again.